Good morning and welcome back to River Mountain Homestead. It is Friday again. I don't know where these weeks go. They just disappear. You didn't see me much this week, but it has been hot and I have been in the air. Today's high is 94. That's probably putting the heat index up close to 100 today. And I'm over it. I'm ready for winter. But we're going to start this morning off with a garden tour. And I got a little bit of footage from the chickens yesterday. So these little ankle biters got them a little extension to the outdoors. Just to get outside and get their feet in the dirt. Start getting used to coming and going out of their house here. I let a handful of them out once before. And ended up having to wrangle them back into bed later that evening, so we opted for a little temporary enclosure. Very interesting colors. This guy right here with the man bun. Got a pigeon over there. Now Jeff, if you're watching this one, I don't know if I ever told you that all 5 of number 2's kids hatched. As you can imagine, there's definitely some number 2 genes in here. There comes Mama with her 2 littles showing off. You seem to be missing one there, young lady. There he is. This is also going to give these 2 flocks a little bit of time between the fence to get to know each other before we turn them out too. And then we still got all the other littles in the small brooder in there. I spent some time yesterday morning just building them that little run to help get them out of the house and start acclimating them to coming and going without them just being free range immediately, and that's giving them the opportunity to get to know the other chickens through the fence. And yeah, so hopefully without too much more time we can get everybody commingled and moved and switched over. And yeah, that's going to be a chore and a job, but we'll get to it. I still lack the backside of my roof of having the lads up. It's just been way too hot. I have not got a call about the 10 yet. I'm hoping probably for today. Today is day number 6, and they said 4 to 6 days. So if not today, should be first part of next week. And Lord knows how long it's going to take to get that roof on in this heat, but it is what it is, right? I just got to get my schedule switched to where I'm pretty much working from like 6 a.m. till 11 a.m. and then stopping for the day, because I'm not going to complain. But I will, because I hate the heat. How about we go over here and take a stroll through the garden? And as always, we'll start right here with these loofah gourds. And they have began their climb and are doing well. These snake gourds down here are beginning their climb also. They're starting to make their way up some. I had really guessed that we would have had tomatoes by now, but they are so close. Some of these monsters are just huge in here. But we got tomatoes and tomatoes and tomatoes everywhere. Everywhere. Got a little bit of end blossom rot on a few of them that I've been dealing with. This poor guy. You can just hear the pollinators cruising in here. They are everywhere. The squash is taking over the garden. I cannot believe how much squash we've got down here already. So we are going to harvest this evening. Anybody else hear these plants talking? There are just bees everywhere. But we have got the squash for sure. We are just loaded down. So she's gonna have a decent little squash harvest for tomorrow's garden. And then we start looking at all these peppers over here. And they are just loading up also. They're just everywhere. Hiding in there. Some of the squash probably needs to come off this morning, but it's gonna make it till this evening. Peppers, 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 everywhere, peppers. And then these cucumbers. These are the Chicago pickling cucumbers. Pick a leaf or two here to turn over. And you start finding guys like this already. That one's ready to come off there. But it doesn't take much digging to find handfuls of them. So we'll get quite a few cucumbers out of here this evening as well. It's hard to keep everything kind of tamed back and in its row. And this sunflower right here, well, this is my eye level height here. I'm right at 6 foot. So this one has, in the last week, put on almost 2 foot of height on that one right there, on that sunflower, because it's nearly 7 foot tall now. If I remember right, these are supposed to get around 14 foot tall. And this one and that guy over there being my 2 tallest. Just to look at some of these squash, they're just, maybe next year we can do some kind of weed fabric or something. Hey, little lady. Those bees over there are just kicking butt too. They are doing phenomenal work. Cucumbers everywhere. And then the beans. Oh my, the beans. I harvested, I think Wednesday. And you can see why I've already harvested. Some of these beans are out of hand. But we had quite a few of these the other evening. These are really good. And I'll get these guys picked off again today so that Mama's got a full basket of beans to offer in the morning as well. And then this other bean is also doing well here. The other bush bean. They're loaded up also. Pole beans have not took off just yet. They are definitely getting ready though, as you can tell by all these little flowers. These are my short poles. But all these bush beans, these guys are doing great in here. These little stevias, these guys are about a foot tall, coming along nicely. Some of this corn's starting to come in. It's just having to fight its way through the weeds, but it's coming along. And then this jungle of the pole beans here. And I try to come through here at least daily and keep these aisles opened up and separate, but yeah, it's a never-ending battle. I just walked through here last night and tied everything off to its respected side. We got lots of flowering over here on these. So these shouldn't be long. They'll be right behind those bush beans. So yeah, garden is doing fantastic. Some might even say phenomenal. As long as you ain't judging me for my weeds. Because I just can't keep that under control. It'll probably be to the point of having to run a weed eater in here in another month. I sure hope not, but yeah. So I will try to hold off on this video until this evening. Once I get everything harvested this evening and get it in the house and get it ready for cleanup. That way I can show you what we got for our harvest. I didn't harvest a whole lot of beans the other day, so you didn't miss out on much. I took a good enough handful to feed 2 folk. And we definitely enjoyed those. Those were the Dragon's Tongue beans. Those were really good. We liked them. So it's a definite future for us as well. But now I need to move over there to that and work on some of the lighting on the back side of the roof. As much as I don't want to, I'll see if I can't tackle that for a few hours this morning before it gets just completely unbearable hot. And then I'll go in the house because I'll be done. And that's just the nature of the beast this time of year. I work all through the winter so that during the hot times I can sit in the air conditioning. So let's get over there and get started on that. Alright, I tried to get y'all a decent view of this back side. However, everything falls off down to the creek on the back side, so the further I get away, the more you can't see me because you're going down a hill. So we're going to attempt to get you guys up here somewhere if I can do this safely. I don't think that's really in my vocabulary. Let's just sit right there for a minute while I get up here and get my footing stabilized so that I can get you guys up here. Hope y'all aren't scared of heights. Let me see what I can figure out here. Now y'all don't fall now. How's that? Everybody okay with that one? Now we just gotta turn you on time lapse. Well, there's the halfway point, and I hadn't passed out yet. That's always a good thing, right? The sun even went behind a cloud for a moment. I'm going to try to cut this next section out. I don't know that I'll get it nailed up here. This shirt is completely drenched, and it's hot. It is hot, hot, hot. And for those that are worried about me falling, I'm just going to show you what I'm standing on. There's more than plenty for me to stand on here. I've got a spot for each foot on each side. And I put that handy little walkway right down the middle. So it's not too bad. I got plenty of places to stand. Well, let's see if we can lay out one more before I drown. And there we go, one latted roof. Both sides, front and back, ready to go. But that's all I've got for today, guys. We are latted out and we are ready for 10. So we will catch you guys on the next one.